Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is episode 5 of my Let's Play Field of... I almost said Field of Glory Empires, but I'm not playing Field of Glory Empires. That's done. I am playing War in the West, and I am playing the Western Allies, which are the USA, Great Britain, Canada, France. They do have some troops. They got the Free French here. Poland. Actually think, well, maybe not here, but at least up here there are some Polish. I don't know if they're under Canadian control or how that works, but there are some Polish units. They might not be represented, but I'm just going down kind of the list of who are on the Allied side. Of course, Russia is, but this game does not model Russia, other than the Germans have to keep a certain amount of armies in the Russian theater bucket, or the Russians will just steamroll them and they'll get to Berlin. And we'll lose the game, I guess, if Russians get to Berlin before we do. I don't really know how that works, but they are our allies, but they're just on the Eastern Front. Who else is on our side? Did I say Great Britain? I said Great Britain. I wasn't sure if I said the United Kingdom or Great Britain, but BR stands for British, so I'm going to go with Great Britain. Actually, this will tell me. Britain or Great Britain. The Western Allies, as you can see, has a bunch of flags there. You'll have to look it up yourself to find out who. And we're up against the Germans and the Italians and the Axis allies, which I think that's Romania and a couple of others. I'm not positive though, but I think they used Romanian or Romania troops, and a couple others maybe. So anyway, not that you really care about that. There's not really much to do unless I take control of the air war. What's that? Show airborne plane and screen. Yeah. There's not really that much to do until I get the prep points to actually invade. So this episode might be a little boring, to be quite honest, because I'm not going to move units around too much. There's not going to be any attacks on land. There's not going to be much for the next 4 or 5 turns, at least. Okay, so see, they've lost 110,000 men now, and I've lost 53. So this current turn, I don't know that it works very well, but it's okay, because I don't think it matters. I'm going to up that because I saw that they were getting some negative points against me using the U-boats. So I'm actually going to do this again. Then we're going to execute. Wow, lost 600. They lost 163. That's like 4 times. A little less than 4 times. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. I always forget how to find that, but I usually find it at some point. How do I get that screen to go off? Ah, here we go. There we go. So U-boat factory is damaged, I guess, 12%. Fuel production is damaged 100%. U-boat factory 7%. U-boat factory 100%. U-boat factory 100%. So we are damaging their U-boat factory some. Probably not as much as I'd like, but we are doing it some. So let's just take a look at this. 20 points, damage is down to 4. It's not one of them. 18 points, prep, 15 points, 12 points, and 12 points. Just a second, I have to cough. Okay, I'm back. So, and then we have this. Prep point 16. He's got 9. So it's getting there. It's just These turns are boring. I'm not really sure. Where's the total victory points? 14. So we're making points. I wish I could see. The negative if you don't land at a certain point, and I'm trying to remember when the point is that you have to land on the Italian peninsula, because I think I'm behind schedule, but I'm not positive. So let's end another turn. Let's do this kind of quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking as opposed to getting to the point where we're moving. I'll look historically when the landings in Italy happened. I don't really know, but it seems like it's a lot easier to get to Italy, or everything's all relative, of course. It seems like it took them less time historically to get the landings in Italy started as opposed to what I'm doing. So $110,000 men still. Oh well. AI, manage air, set directives, yes. I do that because I think that when they move the airports or whatever, the airfields around or air groups around, that they need new air directives. I don't know if that's the case, but I do it anyway. Okay, so as I was saying, as I've mentioned before, I hold my microphone in my left hand and navigate with the mouse with my right hand. I know that's not the most ideal situation, because when you do a deliberate attack, you have to hold down the shift key and select with your mouse basically, and so you need both hands. So when I was thinking about, before I got my promotion, I was thinking about taking a position which would have been a lateral move to another city that's closer to friends and everything else. And so I wasn't planning on ordering anything to get delivered where I am now, because I thought you might not be here when it gets delivered. But now I'm thinking about getting something. And what I really want, I had one of those arms that clamp to your desk, but the clamp is kind of weak and I don't like it. And so I haven't been using it, especially since I've started back. But I'm thinking about getting kind of a boom type stand that it sits on the floor and then the arm holds the microphone across the desk. so that I don't have to use my left hand, to hold the microphone. And they're not expensive or anything like that, so I'm not going to have trouble. It was just a question of logistics, in the sense of who's going to be here to get it, to pick it up. It'd probably go to because I live in an apartment right now. I own a home and I live in an apartment. And the home is in another city. That was actually the city I was going to get transferred to. But instead of getting transferred, I'm getting a significant raise based on my promotion. And I thought it would be more beneficial for me to take the promotion and the large raise, and then worry about, all the other things that are going on later, if that makes sense. So I am going to get a boom stand, I think, and so I don't have to sit here and hold this microphone the whole time, which, I assume that you even care, which you probably don't, because if I was watching a video and they were talking about it, I'd probably be thinking, who gives a crap what you're doing with your microphone? I just want you to play the damn game and play it competently, which isn't always the case with me, of course. But so the points are moving up. This looks like the 25, 18. So they're going at 3 points per turn, but this is going at, I think, 5 points per turn. That's why, because they have one regiment as opposed to 2 divisions. And then this one's going fairly quickly as well. And it has 2 divisions, but this is a size 4 port. So it's a large port. So that's part of what's going on there. So now that I've talked your ear off, that you don't really care to hear, I'm sure, and one or two of you might even say something about, we don't care to hear what you're saying, we just want you to play the game, which I understand. I'm the same way. I think sometimes I want to hear people explain the game, not explain their lives. But that everything I've said reflects directly on what I'm doing here, in my opinion. Moving, getting stuff delivered here, carrying the microphone around in my left hand, or sitting here with the microphone in my left hand. So it all reflects on how I'm recording. $111,335. See, that's a little bit better on the aircraft. That's almost 2 to 1, a little bit more than 2 to 1. So maybe we're starting to get the upper hand in the air war. Prep 30 points. 30, 30, 28, 28, 28, 21, 21, 21, 18, 18, 18. Was this the one? 20, 20, and 20. Actually, I think, remember how one of them was late and it was like behind the other two units? And I think for some reason it's caught up. All of them are caught up. So they're all on the same. Oh, it's this one. So it's 7 points behind these two. But they're going to Sardinia. So it doesn't matter. In my opinion. I mean, I guess it does matter to some extent, but I'm not going to sweat it too much. Let's do another turn. And we're getting real close. The next episode will be when we invade Italy. So you might want to skip this episode for all I know. I'm sure it was a very boring one. It was a very boring one for me. I apologize for that. What do they say about being in the Army? It's months and months of boredom and seconds of sheer terror or something like that. I don't know. Which is talking about how you're not in, you very rarely see action. I guess they did. Just forget what I'm talking about. I'm rambling. Here we go on the air campaign. Huh. That must have been. Look at that. That is hellacious rain right there. Oh, it's snow. What now? Water. Heavy rain. So 4 drops. It's a lot of water. A lot of rain. $35. 24. Something I did want to do though. I wanted to. I guess air bases can only be increased to. Oh no! I want to keep doing that. I guess air bases can only be increased to level 3. That one's nearly there. Did I do this one? 17%. That's pretty pathetic. Air base is level 3. Palermo. Cancel air build? No. Why would I cancel the air build? Did I do it for Messina? Nope. So we will think I looked at that already. You'd think that these at 1% would be building. Maybe we don't have enough build points or something to do all of them. I've got plenty of admin points. I guess I could use admin points to who's the commander? Henri is how the French pronounce it. Henri Martin. Infantry 5, 666 and 4. Victories 2. Defeats 0. He's good enough to keep. What about some of these others? 5th U.S. Army. Richard L. McCreary. Oh no, that's the 5th British. Wait a minute. British Corps, but the 5th U.S. Army. He looks pretty good. Charles W. Alfrey. He's alright. Oliver W. Lease. Huh. I guess if you do an attack but you're not successful, that is considered a defeat. George S. Patton. 9 victories, 7 defeats, 8 and 7. He's not too bad. I'm not dismissing him, even though he has 9 victories and 7 defeats. Where's General Bernard Montgomery? There he is. 10 victories, 11 defeats. I'm not getting rid of him either. He's a 5 and a 7. That's pretty good, especially the infantry. So, my 2 best commanders have the most defeats. That seems a little strange, but I guess it happens. But I'm not going to dismiss them. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. We're running right at about 28, 29 minutes. And obviously there wasn't a lot going on in this episode, but get ready for the next episode because we're going to be invading Italy in the next episode. I can just about guarantee you it's going to be on turn 18, I'm willing to bet, or maybe turn 20. I don't know. Hopefully it's next. Hopefully it's next episode. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.